Presentation of Chris Sloan Media in association with 606 Paranormal.
I will be the last to fall. I won't shed a tear for them to see. I won't have your name to call, 'cause I will be the last to fall.
It is Thursday, April the 25th. And here we are, along with my beautiful co-host, Stacia Underwood Gullet.
Good evening.
She's awesome. We know it. We know it. And of course, Lloyd Nipple Clamp Gullet is, he's over there. How you doing, Lloyd?
I need the light on a little more over there for you.
So, we have upgraded, as you can hear, we have upgraded the studio. We have got all kinds of cool stuff now going on and all kinds of play stuff. Funny thing, a buddy of mine who's actually been on the show before, John Marshall, texted me the other day and he said, what kind of console do I need to get to do a really, 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 really high quality podcast? And I sat back for a second and I didn't even have to think about it. Gormy's got one at the station. I've got one here. And right there it is. It's called a Rode Procaster. They're not inexpensive. As a matter of fact, it's kind of like having a prostitute you must save up for. But it is worth it. The sound quality is great. You can actually take my cell phone, turn it into what we call in the broadcast industry a hybrid, and we can record phone calls off of it or have people on here live with, just on the phone only. So it'll do all kinds of stuff, but it's really pretty cool. But yeah, I gave him that, and I think that he's looking at getting one. So if you're into podcasting or looking to get into podcasting, it's a good way to go. Now, let's get caught up on some stuff. I know that we're doing these shows now about every 2 weeks because, to be quite honest with you, we are so, Stace is, you messaged me last Thursday, and you said, look, I'm not going to be able to go tonight because you had something come up.
Sure did.
And that something was extremely serious.
Yep. This is something I do 24 hours a day. So I'm on call for the kids or the elderly. I'm there. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. And this child was in dire straits. she picked up something. What was it, at a cemetery? And this something was not pleasant.
Some of these cemeteries, I don't know why that we've seen this. It's a rise in it, especially the past few years. But things follow people, and it's true, and it is 100% true.
What are you surrounded by when you're in a cemetery? You're surrounded by dead bodies. Now, the spirits that used to be attached to those bodies, many of them may have gone on somewhere else, but it stands to reason that a few have not.
You have a choice.
Mm-hmm.
You have a choice.
Yes, and these things can be
non-human.
Yes.
There's things a lot of people say, a lot longer than us.
Well, they say, what do you mean when you say non-human? Non-human means it's never inhabited a human body.
Right.
That can be demonic. It can be elemental. It can be, I don't know. Stace can tell you a lot more about that than I can. But I'm telling you, they are real. And the closer we get in time to the end time, the more that veil is getting thinner. That's why you've seen such an increase in activity. And, you know, you got people that actually reach out to this stuff. And I'm sitting there thinking, hell no, I'm not reaching out to it. I can tell you a while back, I had a 5-day migraine. And what I saw a burned child sitting right here beside of my face trying to get my attention. Now, I don't have the gifts that Stacy does. I don't. I've never claimed to have. My forte is the true crime part of where true crime meets paranormal. She is the paranormal person. But when I called her, she wasn't a bit surprised because there's things that go on in our body that we can never predict. And there's things that open up gateways that we never see coming. I thought I had a 5-day migraine and good Lord, this is killing me. The things that I do in this studio that are like drinking a bottle of water to me, it's that natural. I couldn't remember how to do it. Everything was in a fog. Everything was in a haze, but I'm sitting on the couch and I see, you know, just out of my peripheral, this child, and it looks like it's burnt. And I told Stace this. And then I see another child, a little girl, blue eyes, blonde hair. Sound like anybody we know? At first, I thought Summer. The burnt child, I didn't know. But a few days later, maybe not even that, Stacia got a hold of me. She said, and you were talking about a burn victim, a child, that it came through. And you said, oh my God, Chris, this child was burned. You saw this child.
Yep.
And it made sense because she described the child to a T. Now, can I explain exactly what happened? No. I can tell you that my grandmother had some kind of a gift. My mom definitely had some kind of gift. My child has seen April sitting at the foot of her bed because Sharon gave my daughter April's necklace. And she keeps that thing locked under lock and key in a safe. She loves that thing. It's like a gold herringbone necklace. And I remember April wearing it in school. It was beautiful. And when Sharon gave my daughter that, of course, I broke down into tears. 2 days later, Allie comes to me. She said, Dad, she said, I've seen pictures of April, but, and then she proceeded to describe April's personality. April was murdered long before Allie was born, about 10 years, as a matter of fact, before Allie was born. And I'm sitting there thinking, that's her. She said, had this look on her face, kind of like a little smirk, like a little smile, like, mm-hmm. I said, that's April. That sounds like her. So while I can't explain what goes on, all I can do is pass along what some of my personal experiences has been. And everything that is screaming out to me is very much, it's real. It's real. Stace deals with this stuff day in and day out. She drags Lloyd along kicking and screaming. But Lloyd goes. Don't you? Sugar pie. Lloyd's like, yeah, hell, I ain't got no choice. I got to go. But Lloyd goes.
I sit in the car.
Huh?
She'll go in places and I'll sit in the car.
Eating your chicken noogies.
That's about right.
He eats his chicken noogies and his barbecue sauce and he sits in the car while Stacy goes in there and confronts whatever it is.
Yeah.
I wouldn't sit in the car and eat noogies, honey. I'd be out there with a quarter pounder. So I'm just saying. But so
No
a lot of people have been talking about, of course, the Amber Spradlin thing, the Amber Spradlin case, I should say, not to be disrespectful. But there was an interview a while back. Apparently, this news outfit organization had asked Mike, the dentist that was whose house that she was in, what he thought about whatever. And of course he didn't respond. Well, his response was no comment. And then he gave, his attorney's name.
Mm-hmm.
And which honestly, legally speaking, very intelligent move. But by the same token, it got a lot of people riled up. A lot of people thought he could have said,
be that way.
Yeah. Yeah. And then, of course, we raised a lot of fluff with the whole Crystal Branham Hall thing.
Yeah.
There's some of this stuff I don't expect. And I'm going to be honest with you. Crystal is one of those that she's kind of like some of the other people like Krista. I pray that it gets solved. But the more time goes by, the more I'm kind of like doing this. I'm rocking back and forth going, please, just a break. But now sometimes that happens. Sometimes you go years before law enforcement gets a break and something actually comes out of it and something actually happens. I do think, and this is from me being told by reputable sources, I do think an arrest is very close to happening with Amber. I do. But we have to remember this is not CSI. The cases aren't solved in an hour. It takes time. It takes a lot of time. And I know that our state boys, our state detectives, state cops, they're busting ass on this. But it takes time to get, and I'm not saying I agree with the fact that it's taken DNA so long. It happens, though. That's the way it is. Can you imagine? Okay, Kentucky has 120 counties. The backlog of DNA cases that there is right now. I don't know exactly what that is. I've not done that research, but I'm telling you, it's got to be crazy. And for another family somewhere in the part of the state that's going through exactly what Amber's family is going through, it's just as frustrating to them. So I got to give hats off to Debbie and to Missy and to these people that have been so patient and are being so patient. And I got to give hats off to KSP too, because they are busting hump trying to get this thing solved. And I do think when it is solved, and I do think it will be, when it is solved and arrests are made, there's going to be a dance somewhere in the street.
Yeah.
And I think that Deb and Melissa are probably going to lead it. And you know what? My dance will come when a conviction is dropped by a jury of the peers, because it's like a very good friend of mine said, we cannot convict these people unless we're on that jury. This is for a court and a jury of their peers to decide guilt and innocence. That's just the way our legal system works. Is it perfect? No. Is it slow? Takes it 2 hours to watch 60 minutes, but it's the best that I know of in the world. I mean, and unless we're going to go out there and do mountain justice. And then when you get into that, you're getting into something that's, you really don't know if you're getting the right person or not. And I can't speak for anybody else, but I don't want to kill somebody that's innocent.
The heck?
What's going on? Lloyd
said we got lots going off and on here when you're talking about this. Mm-hmm. Also, the spirit box just started going same time.
Before we went on the air tonight, you were talking, and we heard you got a new sound bank, and we were hearing something that I thought, and don't get me wrong, I'm not the Babel instructor, and I can't speak a lick of Japanese. I can say my name in Japanese, Something Wong. But other than that's about as good as it gets for me. But it sounded like Japanese, the Japanese language. But before that, you were talking to somebody about Amber Spradlin, or you were talking to the spirit box about Amber Spradlin.
Anytime before the show, I do call outs. And then, of course, I've been working on sound banks for a little bit, and I got them really good and quiet down, no fuzz. And when, of course, when I'm sitting by myself, I always call out, our girls. And when I say that, I'm talking about Amber. I'm talking about Summer, all the ones that we're there for. We want to be a voice for them. And they've been coming out all day. And then all of a sudden, there's some like a Chinese girl who's talking in Chinese. And it's very fluent Chinese. I mean, I wish I could understand what she was saying. But, I asked if somebody could come through and help her so that we could understand her. But I don't speak the language. But when somebody passes, and that's their language, then that's the way they spoke.
Yeah. I mean, that's what it is. I'm not really sure of how that works. But I do know that we did an episode that was a heart wrencher on a Japanese teenager. Her name was Junko Furuta. She was the one who was raped multiple times and killed by some teenage punk ass bitch boys. And that's what they were, little boys. But, that's a really good point. Ernestine just asked, can we record it and have it translated? I'd say so. Yeah, our phones have apps. Your phone has an app that can record.
Yeah, for sure.
That would be that's a really good thing. I never even thought of that. But we kind of wondered if maybe that was Junko, because that episode was about a year old now.
First thing came to mind in your mind at the same time. I mean, here I am trying to talk to you about Amber, and that comes through.
It was definitely different.
It was.
And then, of course, we talk about Summer. We talked about Summer Wells. And as far as I know, there's not been much in a lot of any kind of new developments there.
No, it's not.
But I think that every day, especially concerning Amber, I would love to see whoever did this to Summer. I'll be honest with you. I'd be the one to push the plunger.
Oh,
I'd do it and not think twice about it. And somebody, well, how can you do that in sleep? I say, on my side like a baby.
Yeah, I'd be right with you.
Yeah, I'd be sleeping like a baby.
How many times we contemplated going over there?
We need to do that. I've got the ride anytime you want to go. I mean, before fitting poor Lloyd and that Elantra would have been, Daddy don't have an Elantra now. Daddy got a big boy car, and it go bye-bye.
I love it.
He go bye-bye. We'll go.
Good deal.
But yeah, Tennessee is not that far away, and where this happened at is not that far away from here in Tennessee. It's not a couple hours. So
yeah,
I'm all for it. I'm all for going whenever you want to.
Make a weekend out of it.
Saturday and go.
Sounds great.
And while we're down there, we'll film and maybe get some people up and talk to people and see what they think.
Sure.
But my money is resting on somebody extremely close to her.
Mm-hmm.
Without saying it.
Yep.
I'm saying it.
Too much stuff going down. Yep.
Yeah. And, people continue to go missing. People continue to, luckily, if you're lucky, they get found pretty quick. And a lot of, especially these teenagers, they go missing. They show up a few days later. They got ticked off at mommy and daddy because they took the cell phone or some garbage like that. And the next thing you know, they're a county over at their best friend's boyfriend, sister's roommate's brother from college. And that's where they're hanging out at. So, Helen said that she'd go too. Lori said she's game.
Let's go, sisters.
Yeah, I mean, there's people up in there going, hell yeah, we'll go. And Lloyd's going to be sitting right there in the back, sticking his head out of the panoramic sunroof going,
I'm hungry.
Yeah, I'm hungry. God,
are we there yet?
More nuggets.
Are we there?
Yeah.
Well, let's get the 40-piece nugget. It's on sale for $10.
That would get him started. You and I'd be eating probably little tuna cans or something. So that's what we'd have. So
we just want to get some viennese and crackers. We really don't give a crap.
Nah, that's fine with me. I don't care.
To old school.
That's okay as long as there's bullets in the gun. So I'm fine with that.
They are.
I want to take a second and say hi to some folks in the chat room. And if I miss anybody, I'm sorry. Like I said, it's been a hot minute since we've done this. So we've got Hattie in there. Hello, Hattie Smith. Good evening. Ernestine. Hope that you're doing well. Barry, Greta, Helen, and Lori, of course. And let's see who else. Madonna, F Ting Wong. That's Lori. That's her Chinese name. F Ting Wong. They're in Japanese. F Ting Wong. Ralph and Jenna Frazier. Okay. Let's see. Greta, of course. Yeah. Kim. A big hey to Kim and Cecil. And Cecil, thanks a lot for joining up with our Patreon. I'm going to put your name in great big bright pink letters. So Lloyd will want to hug you. Let's see. Who else do we have? Tracy Ferguson. Of course, my girl Brooke's on there, and she's my buddy. Stephanie Blankenship, Maddie, Karen Lynn. Hey, Karen. Good to see you guys. Abby. I hope I get your last name right, and I'm sorry if I don't, honey. Is it Roder? Okay, but Abby, it's great to see you. Give you some acknowledgement. And Anita Lucas, Anita's been with us for a coon's age. Anita's been with us for a long time. Oh, she's wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's just great. But everybody that watches, this is like one big family. Kim Underwood Bradley, yeah. That's yo sister. Randall Irix. I see some new names in here. Some folks I haven't seen before. Deanna Allen, Greta Stevens Dotson. Hello to you. And yeah, the list just goes on. Stace. There's my girl, 606 Paranormal. Robin Burchett's in there. Lori. Let's see. I've already mentioned Helen, I think. I know better than not to. Come down here and stomp a mud hole in you, and then I'm going to walk it dry. Okay.
There's Steph and Maddie.
Yeah.
And Maddie's in there.
Steph and Maddie. Mm-hmm. And then there's some guy named Restream something. So it's, oh yeah, that's the program, ain't it? Yeah. Hey, Restream, you can quit charging me so damn much money a month for these. Yeah. How about joining us on Patreon too while you're at it? So somebody asked the other day, and I think, was it you that they asked or me? When are you guys going to go back to doing this every week? If it justifies it, if we can get enough to sit down and actually pay some real bills with it, probably. Otherwise, it's going to be like every 2 weeks. So yeah. There's Tom Edsword, Shannon Smith Connell. Okay, so hello everyone.
Welcome everybody.
And yes, welcome in to everybody. What you are watching right now is a very unique program if you've never seen it before. Apple Podcast, when did we launch this thing? 23, or we launched the Mountain Mysteries in 22 or 23.
Yeah, it's been a few years, about 3 or 4
Sharon
years.
Grass Barron could tell us exactly because the first episode was about her daughter, April, and my friend, April, and your friend, April.
I think it was 22.
22, I'm thinking. So we've been going on now for a couple, 3 years, whatever it's been. And this has pretty much taken the place of the podcast. I never saw this coming. But that's some of the best things. You just go where God leads you and have faith in him and know that he's going to lead you in the right direction. And we've hopefully helped a lot of people, hopefully kept a lot of bad from happening, and hopefully given some hope. And I don't think that any of that stuff is bad at all. I think it's all pretty cool. And it's not just us. It's us. And that young lady sitting right there across from me is a big part of that. We brought her in on this thing after I don't know how many episodes. And man, it just took off like gangbusters. But a lot of times we'll do an Estes method where Stace is blindfolded and deaf with headphones on, similar to these. She can't hear the questions that Lloyd asks. And we just bring it down. And we'll ask the questions out in the air. Stace can't hear them. And a lot of times her responses are spot on because the only thing she's repeating is what she hears in the spirit box or, that communication device.
Yep.
And I don't know exactly how it works, except, I've heard it, but I guess what's going on is we ask the questions, they hear us, they tell Stacy tells us, and a lot of times they're spot on. And it's downright creepy sometimes. The accuracy, it's crazy, but it's true when it happens. So tonight we're going to open up the box and we're going to let anybody that wants to come through as long as it's for the right reasons. And hopefully ask some questions. You guys in the chat, you're free to ask questions. And either Lloyd or Stace or myself will pass those questions along. And if you'll look down there at the bottom of your screen, and I'm just going to pop up what Madonna has just said, and you'll be able to read it right there. Boom. It's blown my mind. Yeah. So
Me too, sister. This is what I hear.
So basically what that thing is doing is scanning multiple radio stations or frequencies. But be it radio stations or not, it's scanning frequencies, and voices can come through that.
We use this at so many different investigations and places.
Well, they work. And the accuracy is uncanny.
What?
Try those. I could go up and get those dowsing rods and like do a yes no something with them.
I don't like those too well. Y'all ever worked with the dowsing rods?
I personally know I've never, but I know people that have.
Yeah.
They seem to be pretty cool.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know much about
I've got a few. We always tend to lose them wherever we go. So, so we always been actually working with them.
Like in for yes, out for no.
Mm-hmm.
Barry had a pretty good question. He said, "Do you find the AM bands work better than the FM bands, or
I do?
They do?
I do. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so AM bands do work.
I don't
better.
like any fake things coming by. I mean, I don't listen to the ads or anything that comes through. I mean, when you've heard it enough, you can hear ads and things on there.
Yeah.
And then the difference whenever you hear a voice coming through, while it's switching the channels.
Let me see if I can get this right. Get out. How would you like a new car? All of a sudden, you're like, hey, what the hell? Great.
Exactly.
It's the voice of a car salesman from the other side.
Yeah.
Good Lord, you've even got them over there. Okay. I know a lot of car salesmen that are great guys. A really good friend of mine, Matt Smith at Dutch Miller Hyundai. Great guy. But yeah, you kind of got to learn how to pick out what needs to be heard versus what you don't need to hear. Tracy said her TV reset itself. Can't get YouTube to connect.
Well, it's definitely active in here tonight, and that once we're all in here together, we're like one big family. So always do your call outs, guys. Like I asked you guys to do before our shows.
Well, yesterday, I'm not going to lie. Yesterday would have been my mom's birthday, or it would have been my mom's, I think 70th or 71st birthday. And even though that was difficult, it's not as difficult as it was been, as it had been in the past 5 years. And I guess that some of that has to do with the fact that I realize you never get over things like this. You just don't, but you get through it. And it's like Trevor Huff, rest his soul. I gotta love that guy. It's like Trevor told me once. He said, moving on doesn't mean you forget.
Right.
It means that you're choosing to continue to live your life. And parts of that is in honor of them.
Yeah, that's true.
And Dad's birthday is coming up July 1st, and their wedding anniversary is July 2nd. He said that was the best birthday present he ever had. He said that was the best birthday gift he ever had was marrying Mom.
I love how he loved her.
Oh, I got to watch one of and I think the greatest love story I've ever seen was the story of Jesus Christ. But my mom and dad, I mean, that was a love story of all. That was a love story of time. It was incredible. He adored her. And I even said at her memorial, he won't be here 30 days, but he was here 33. Is that Enzo?
That's Enzo.
Enzo has seen something or felt something. Well, Debbie Scott Goodman. Hey, Debbie, how are you doing? It's so good to see you here. Thanks for being here.
Tracy got it connected. Good deal.
Yeah, Tracy rocks. Yeah, she'll get it.
She does.
Yeah, she'll either do it. She'll get it or pick up a sledgehammer and he'll end at one. So, if you're just now coming in, that's kind of what we're getting ready to fire up is what Stace calls the spirit box. and we're going to see what comes through. I've updated you with what I know with Amber, Summer, and some of these others. And, we're actually looking at, I'm looking at maybe bringing in some statewide news. Michelle Porter, I've not seen her in a long time. But, Michelle and I went to grade school together along with Stace. But Michelle's always just been top notch. She's a sweetheart. But bringing in some local news, because let me tell you something. The more I get in to doing the news on the station, the more I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. They actually did that? Yeah. Oh, yeah. I even put on Facebook and I said, y'all ain't going to believe this shit. So you got to listen to this tomorrow morning. And a lot of people did. And they messaged me. They were like, are you serious? I said, I can't make this stuff up. I'm not that talented. I'm not. I said, but, guys doing sexual things with animals and dogs and trying to kill kids and then telling state troopers we were just playing WWE and Stace, okay, you've got a stepdaughter. You're not going to do anything, number one, to put that child at risk, and number two, to hurt that child physically, all because she took a drink or a bite of food that was yours. If a child I don't know walks up to me and says, "Can I have your Coke?"
Anything you want.
The Coke.
Any kind of food. I don't want any child hungry.
I can get more. It's okay. But I'm sitting there reading this and I'm sitting there going, are you freaking kidding me? This is a really good question that Abby just asked. Do you guys still want mom's dolls? I can tell you what Lloyd's going to say. No. Told you.
Yeah, if you want to send them, or if we're ever in the area and you want to meet me with them, that's fine, Sissy. Whatever you wanted to do with them.
Yeah.
Now that
I don't want anybody to have to pay for shipping. But yeah, just message me and we'll see.
Poor old Lloyd.
But thank you.
He's special.
Right.
But with that being said, are you going to go back to doing more of the HDT, the haunted doll tour?
Well, of course, you know why I've been taken off, because
Yes,
I had my knee surgery and 2 blood clots in my leg.
Yeah.
So I'm
Which is
actually back to
understandable.
walking. No therapy. I got back to walking myself now. So I'm just doing it slowly but surely. Right now I'm battling the lupus with my lungs. So I have surgery coming up first weekend of May. So after all that, we're thinking very seriously about just going straight back into the doll tours, because I loved meeting the people. I loved, educating the people on the dolls' backgrounds, because we have more than just dolls. We have a whole haunted area in the house that we keep everything. Like our mirror. Someone asked about the mirror a minute ago. Mirror sitting here looking at us. But yeah, I've got plenty haunted objects that I can also bring along with the dolls.
I think Lloyd needs to handle Aldi.
I love it.
His name is.
He's a little scared of it, but he learned a lot.
Yeah, he has. Which one was it that I had to cart in Jackson? Reagan. Yeah.
Oh yeah, she's back there.
I was waiting on her head to spin around and spit pea soup at me.
She honestly does look like she would do that.
She really does. Show her to everybody there. This is Reagan. This is the one that right there she is. I had to cart her in Jackson. I kept waiting on her to turn around and say, "Who's your daddy? Who's your daddy?"
You are.
I was like,
There's the one that's been doing the most
she is
moving.
Yeah, she's been kind of active, hasn't she?
Yeah, for some reason we can't figure out what's going on with her. She's been blessed. There's been so much, happening with her. I don't know.
I can say more.
Right.
This girl's been moving around a lot too.
Yeah.
I come down every day and unlock it and come through here, and one will be in the floor. And that's not a joke, but I've probably got 100 more than what you guys see. But I put a lot of just, the active ones out more than, the rest. Like the mirror and all that, like I'll put those out so everybody can see them.
What was it? We was in Jackson and I asked that one girl if she wanted to hold Reagan.
No, Al Shatner. Yeah, Shatner's over here.
She was like, "Yeah, no." She,
I don't know why. She was so sweet and such a nice looking doll.
yeah, so pretty.
Oh.
Yeah, with those lizard eyes and whatever it is she got going on.
She does look like a lizard.
Yeah,
Gotta get Barry's man for him.
Shatner. Yeah, there he is. Hello, Shat. Yep, he does kind of look like Bill Shatner a little. Yeah. Why do I keep wearing plaid? Yep, there he is.
Jim, I'm a doctor, not a poor man.
Because it's better than the baby dress.
Yeah, that got me when you put him in a. Yeah,
That's what he's supposed to be, in a little christening gown now. But I got him some overalls. So since I put these overalls on him, he's been pretty inactive.
Charlie Bolin just made a comment that I got to address. Chicken George. There used to be a guy in Inez, and I was dating this girl at the time. Her name was Keisha. This was years ago. Anyways, Chicken George was really known to be a very, very accurate and quite a popular guy for telling the future, psychic, if you want to call it. And now I'd never met this guy face to face, one on one. She and I are sitting at this little gas station that had a restaurant inside of it. And they sold, it was like kind of like a quick march, where they sold the chicken and biscuits and mashed potatoes, and you get the idea. Anyways, we're sitting there having lunch, and this guy walks up to me, and I don't even know who he is. He said, "I need to talk to you. I got to talk to you. It's very important. I got to talk to you." I said, "Well, okay, talk." He said, "I can't talk right now." He said, "I got to be somewhere, but I got to talk to you." And he left me his phone number. That night, he got killed in a car wreck.
Oh my gosh.
What?
Yeah, no kidding. It was in Inez on Black Log Mountain. Mm-hmm. Actually, some people said he didn't get killed, that he was killed, is what I was told. And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, what the hell did you want to talk to me for?
Wow.
Again, it all goes back to people with a gift can tell when other people have a gift. I've known Stacy had something going on since she was a little girl, since she was tiny, that she could see things. Yeah, trust me, Michelle, I know, because I'm thinking the same thing. Well, hell, what's going on? What was it that you wanted to talk to me about? So George, if you want to come through tonight, I'm all ears, man.
Absolutely. Yeah. Come on.
I'm all ears. Because he said, I got to talk to you. I got to talk to you. It's very important. I got to talk to you. I said, well, then talk. He said, I can't. I got to be somewhere right now. But, and he, like I said, he gave me his number.
It's fine like it is. That's fine.
And then that night, he's gone. And I'm like, the hell. So to this day, and this is, my God, Allie was a baby. So this is 20 some years later. I still don't know what it was about. I don't.
I hope we find out.
I do too. So let's go ahead and get this thing fired up. You want?
Absolutely. We've been going since we've been on.
Okay. Yeah, just turn her up.
Been listening to us.
I was going to tell you something.
Okay, it's already alive. It starts.
Something in her cousin.
We had a guy come and look at one of our cars.
Yeah.
And that's where I had all those African tribal masks in the car because I had them outside of the house.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, right before he took it and bought it, I took him out of the car. He wrecked on the way home. That's a true story.
I believe it. And he wanted to give me one of them.
You can have them all.
No, I don't want none of them.
No, we can't.
Hi, Missy.
Hey, Missy, you're my neighbor. We're here in Lexington. She's
in Lexington. I'm in Prestonsburg.
I wish I was there.
Come on down. I got to pay. Lloyd has to pay for entry with chicken noogies.
For sure.
Noogies are life.
If there's any questions that you guys have, now's the time to go ahead and ask them out loud. And then listen for your reply.
Hey, Elma.
If anybody else can come through, for anybody in our chat room, I'm going to open up the floor.
Wow.
Her idol.
Mm-hmm.
I'd love to, Trace. Trust me.
Tenuously prayed.
Eflith toffees for Benigi.
And reheater onto a step.
That's like the different languages coming through.
Yeah.
Craziest thing. There is no words in this soundbite, okay?
My question is, where's the beef?
Smew Creo Yenner.
I'm waiting on somebody to do this.
Yeah, when they get a little person down here in the corner. Somebody was on YouTube saying that. Put the closed captions on these whenever we're playing this. And then if it picks up anything, we'll read it in closed captions.
Well, that's cool. Yeah.
Like what we might not hear.
Right.
Closed captions might pick it up. Something like that.
Fiat law for Clemonem.
Sounds good, Candace. I'd love to. Does anybody want to come through for their family or friends? Can we get Summer to come?
Tree, I do it.
He cut down the tree, I do it.
That's for sure.
Some of this could be Lori.
Ruiz eyes medes. Still an edge of suit.
See how clear this is, guys?
No, yeah, it's clear.
Juanita in Arabic. That's another language. If anybody wants to come through. Robin is at the sky.
When is it okay to punch a midget? Me
too. That's one thing about these. You never know what's going to come through them. These sound banks have no words in them. So anytime you hear anything like that, it's something that's trying to come through. But we have no control of the language barrier here. That almost sounds like Hebrew.
It did. The language across was Aramaic. That's an extinct language that's not been used. And the last person that popularly used it was Jim Caviezel in Passion of the Christ, as when he played the role of Jesus. He actually studied it and learned it.
Something is waiting.
Britt is asking for a
and also remember too, there's reverb in this.
Okay.
It's set to always do the reverb. That's just another way. Not get a false positive.
That did sound French.
Candace, we help you. Something in Huff.
Sound French.
Can Summer come back through for me? We were talking to a little girl earlier.
I got Wardrobe a seal.
Oh, who's creating the energy that's in Genevieve's cousin's home? Do you know? Can you come and connect with us? Can you tell us what happened with Amber Spradlin? Can you tell us about Amber? Or Summer? Or if anybody wants to come through for their family in the chat room with us, or that might be watching.
Receiving by Arkansas.
North's total oop.
There's only two things I know in French, and that's fry and bread.
World as heißes Auto.
Thing about French is you can say I gotta go to the bathroom in French and it sounds good. Oh, he was, he boo boo,
Heißer Wasser i Bihonia.
Nice at Nathan Ow.
Ashen hit
There's
yes.
that midget that Barry was talking about.
For sure. I'm trying to hold it together.
Yeah. Good luck with that.
Or Rehameen.
You're in a room full.
Anybody
of
else? Parasites. Does anybody want to come through in English for me?
Singland or Ramon.
England or something. Sound like Ramon.
CT Chiliatara. Topagrafrio Todd Vini.
And come Pitsy her dial.
Can Summer come back through for me?
Fakramik Fusel Babate.
I thought that was going to be something bad.
Exilers and CLSA Ronald. Halden
I did
THD
too.
Urfrey.
Start with an F and
Yes.
Afik Jerapetha.
Now you're going to have me listening to that.
Tagra Itish Dieter.
That sounded German.
46. Yeah.
Fab on the Slave Pondria. De Cleo's Clutch.
I
That's
think
in
it's
French.
Kentucky. And I'm lost.
An Avis Viralar.
Fluent Sastware.
Can you give us your name?
That's what I thought too.
Can you tell me what your name is? Can tell me who we're connecting with.
Happy SDT Accra.
Can we get in touch with Summer? Can she come back through?
Cycli Aram Han Bigat.
Can you all speak the Queen's English?
Please.
I swore that said hung the cat.
Well, there's a guy in Pikeville the other day that got arrested for
Sure, I
shooting
wanna
a cat
know
in
that.
the car and going off on the Pike County Judge Executive. That was
Red Key Emodrem.
that sounds like Red Tiki motion. Candace is right. We need a translator. Lloyd, get to it.
Hang on.
Dreading Watcher WHRE.
Something tree.
Okay, Edidro Ear Hattie.
We'll turn on another something.
Indianapolis is Vivas.
Indianapolis.
Can somebody talk to Abby, come through for her, tell them who her father is?
Now Rinty year end.
Now something on your end.
You see your two Nest that shy.
Can you tell us who Abby's father is?
So you stepped here up fly. When you fly, I grieve with you.
When he flies, I grieve with you.
We're gonna have to put the Babel program on here.
Albert renamed her.
Albert renamed her.
Like career on an ash. You go home to Bayonne.
If you can twist these words around, we can understand you.
Guess how do we refrother?
Can anybody come through for Amber?
Pro equitis SWD.
Could you come through and tell me what happened to her?
Meer Eshestini Eason. It was has all.
Can you tell me what your name is? Something didn't tell me. Can you tell me who's with me? Who that I have here that can help me? Do you have a message for somebody? It's like I said, Joy. Who do you have a message for? Blair. It's like I said, Gunther. I can try and help you if you'll help me. Can you tell me your name? And tell me if I spoke with you earlier today?
Lloyd is too busy over there eating chicken nuggets. He's not going to handle it.
What are you doing?
I'm looking at translate, but I'm on Spanish, so it's not going to let me.
Oh, I've got it on my phone. Hang on. It doesn't matter. It's on reverb, so you're not going to be able to translate the reverb. That's just how they do it.
It's changing languages so quickly.
Yeah,
It's like going
sure.
from French to Russian to German to whatever.
Does anybody have a message for Charles? Hey. Hi, Charlie. There's a lady.
Chicken. Love her heart.
Sound like you said Barb knows. Bill's with somebody. I can't tell the name. It sounds like I almost said Bridget. There it goes again. You guys are going crazy now. If you want to come through for anybody that's in your family or your loved ones, friends, you can come through for them. They're listening right now. If there's anything that you want to say. Edward. Said he was a drunk. Who was a drunk?
Sounded like it. Bridget.
Yes, it said Bridget. There it goes again, Bridget. Now, guys, this is 2 sound banks.
Okay.
So listen carefully if you've got a question out there, because I might miss one and you hear it.
Okay.
Kim. The call outs that I did before the show, I'd like to ask you all to come back through for your family that are here with us. There's about 10 call outs that we did earlier, so we've got a few out there. So that's probably why it's so busy. If your loved ones are asking you questions, can you please come through for them? Charlie said Edward was his middle name.
Mm-hmm.
Summer, can you come through? Do you have a message for Charlie or Charles? Yeah. So she says Lloyd, but it's boy.
Yep.
Said Dad. Something. It's one. Mommy. I know y'all heard that. She's in there and she says, keep saying mom, mommy. If anybody wants to talk to Candace, she would love to hear from you. And Hattie says, Mommy, are you with Mamaw? Mercy. Were you getting energy from our lights? Is that why you took our lights out? Can you whisper and tell me your name? Hey, man. That was cool. He goes, hey, man.
Hey.
Earl. There's Earl again. Something Sean. Coins and his hat. Scott. Lori.
I heard that, yeah.
Mm-hmm. To the little girl that said love, can you tell me your name? Abby. Says I'm with her dog. So give my dog a hug too. Does anybody else want to come through for anybody in our chat room? Dean. Dean, are you trying to come through for Charles? Can you come through with another hey man? Did you hear it? As soon as I said it, it says hey man. That was cool. Thank you. That was cool. Can I get one more hey man? Can anybody come through and talk to us about what happened to Amber? Spoilt kid. Said he was a butcher.
I'm not talking about Amber, but they're talking about who did what they did.
Yep, he's a butcher. You have anything else you want to say to Charlie? There's my Madonna. Does anybody want to come through for Madonna? Something day. Love you.
Getting to where you
Doug. Dean. You. Me. Us. I'm safe. If anybody else can come through for their family. Norma Jean, can you come back through for me? It's full. The moon, it's full.
Moon has been full all week.
Was there a full moon tonight?
I think so. It's supposed to be all week.
Ignore him. It just came through and said, ignore him. I don't know if that's a question somebody asked, but that was very plain that they wanted to get that out.
People ignore me all the time.
I was going to say it probably has to do with Lloyd. I mean, after all, he likes to walk around the house with nipple clamps and assless chaps.
Oh, mercy, you don't want to see that.
There's only one sock on.
One sock. One sock.
Is the pink moon tonight, Hattie?
No, that was.
Yeah.
Or was it? Did I miss it last night? Well, we were out, but I didn't really. If you could come through for your loved ones, they would love to hear from you. Yep, I'm here. Hey. I love you to everybody I've lost. I said I hugged you. So if anybody felt a hug,
I'd love to have one for summer.
oh,
A little hug.
yes. Summer, can you come through for Chris? Me?
Patty's girl.
It said ignore him, Abby. And I swear it was right after you asked that question. It said ignore him. It's like urgent. And that is just something else. Something. He's not good. That was a woman.
Almost sounded like a warning.
Bree. There you go, Michelle. Bree. You have a message for Michelle? Mandy. Seth. Love you. There's the woman. Bridget, are you with Carrie? Genevieve came through and wants to speak with you. Those flowers. A man said that those flowers.
Yeah, I can look it up.
Dad. Lori. I've heard that twice. I also thought I heard Steph a minute, just a second ago. It's a man. Sound like Brian again. Is a girl's voice that says she saw my face. Let's see. Deanna says my mom Haley. Could you come through, Haley? Hello.
Okay, the word guilty translates into German as schuldig. 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 That's German for guilty.
Hattie says, anybody in her family that's available, love and miss you. Mom. Dad. It said Dad.
Not crazy.
Summer, can you come through? Candace says, Angel, if you're out there, do you want anything to be said to your kids, honey? She said, female voice said, listen. Sounded like 2 or 3 names. I'm listening. Can you tell me the rest of your message? Hey, bro. She said, no pain. Today, and hug. Oh, brother. Love, mommy. Charles wants to know if anybody can tell him who's haunting the Rocky Branch estate there on his property. Sound like it said Jerry. Help something, Jerry. Dean. That's the one. I miss so. Bree. I was on my way and I found her. Lindsay. So she said he was a soldier. It said 6. I heard 6 for sure. The word 6. Number 6. I've turned one of the spirit boxes off. So if anybody wants to come back through on this other one, can you come through for us? So many questions from your loved ones. Help get your voice across for them. Mural.
The only mural I know is Mural Baldridge.
Mural Baldridge.
Yeah.
Did I talk to you on the bridge, Meryl? Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mural again. That said Donna. Mel's voice said Donna.
She was so beautiful.
I heard Jerry, Charles, a second ago too on that.
Okay.
Merle, can you tell me who did that to you? It's me. You heard that?
Me. Mm-hmm.
Can you tell me who did that to you, Sissy? I heard Marty. Marty.
Oh.
Twice I heard Marty.
Yeah, I did too. Twice.
Ronnie, you know you're welcome to come through anytime, Bubby. Is there anything you want to tell your daughter? She's in here for you. I miss him, Kashonda. Me? Ronnie, can you come through? You have a message for your family? Love, and it went you.
Mm-hmm.
Did you all hear that? Love,
Yep.
you. I heard Marty too, Tracy. I heard my baby. Oh my gosh, Cassandra.
Mm-hmm.
Always love.
Always love. Yep.
We love you too, Ronnie. So like I said, it's my girl. Something and the kids.
I heard Amber's voice or Amber's name mentioned.
Me too.
Yeah.
Just wait to see what else comes after that.
It's a great thing about these headphones. Super sensitive.
Oh, yeah. Said I feel terrible. Mom. Love. Something Terry.
Mm-hmm.
I said it almost said Lori Terry. Lori, did you hear that?
I did.
And Steph's brother, Basil. Were you murdered? Something. It sounded like sis something. Basil, can you tell us if you were murdered? Something years ago, and I heard court. I heard it too, Helen. That was wild.
Yeah.
Wolf. So, like I said, tell Brandon something. There's. I sound like a baby trying to come through. Is there a child that needs to come through? Can you all let the child come through? I keep hearing Lori. Missy. Denise. Ronnie, did you find your dad? Did y'all go fishing? Hey, it's Bree. Is Michelle still in here? Michelle, if you're still in here, I know you've heard that too. Helen says, are you trying to tell Lori to tell Brenda something? I love her.
Lori?
I said, I love her. I swear sometimes it just breaks my heart to pieces when you feel this. When these voices come through and you feel it.
Yeah.
It breaks your heart. I was scared. That's what it said.
I heard the word scared.
It could have been Brenda or Brenna. If anybody else wants to come through for your loved ones, I'm going to ask that you come through now because we're getting ready to turn off the spirit box for the night. And I want to say thank you so much for everybody who came through for us. This happens every time, doesn't it?
Yep. Now comes the surge.
Abby says, I hear you. Talk to me and I'm listening. Abs. That male whispery voice said yes. Yeah. Madonna wants to know, did Kevin take his own life? Dan. Ronnie, can you tell us if you're raising hell? Yeah, for sure. You know he is. He's up there listening to the bluegrass.
Oh, I guarantee it. Yep.
And them buttholes are down there watching that show Thursday. I was looking forward to it.
Yep. Oh, Ronnie can see it. He's right here with us.
Yeah. I wouldn't
It would
want
be
to
a
be
bit surprised if
right.
he was sitting right here next to me.
I love it. I just heard damn it.
I mean, I thought the world of him.
Can you tell Madonna, did Kevin take his own life? Something said no, and something would. Wow, that was plain. I just wish I knew what it said. It's that whispering voice guy. You can take the rest of the energy off of these lights if it'll help you talk to us. I'm going to have to hook up some more energy. I want to say thank you all for coming through for us. And we love you. Did you hear that?
Oh, yeah. Enzo was going ape nuts.
There's a certain voice that comes through on these, and when it does, it puts a
He
chill
like it, yeah.
in the air, and he always barks. And I knew I better turn it down because I knew it. And he heard it. Dog. Do you like to mess with the dog? Hi. Trina. Bye. Are you saying bye? Bye. Thank you so much. That said Madonna.
Didn't mention your name yet.
Said Madonna and
it's
something.
When they acknowledge you, isn't it?
Like it was singing.
Yeah.
True. Do you hate me? Ed. Ed. Ed again. Hey, Summer. Yeah, you're running late, girl. And something it begins.
Matters wants to know.
That sounded just like Ronnie. Look around.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, he's everywhere. Matters wants to know if there's anybody for her.
Sophie.
Sophie.
It's Sophie. Hey, Stacia, can you come through for your mama? Wow. Did you hear that, Summer? Thank you, baby. I'm so glad you came through for me. And for your mama, for sure. We love you, Stacia. And I especially like your name. See, if you were here, we'd go watch some scary movies. How's that sound?
Or just be entertained by Lloyd.
You want to watch some scary movies with me, girl? Thanks. Yeah. Mom. Your mama's here and she says she loves you. We're going to get justice for you too, sweetheart. Court. Little jailhouse justice.
Take him to the big house and pass him around like a peace pipe.
He needs to go to one of those P. Diddy parties. Lord.
And that is where the assless chaps come into play.
Thank you again to everybody that's coming through. I'm going to try to push stop. As I'm telling you guys, it gets harder and harder to turn this off.
Well, what happens is when you get ready and you set the timeline and you say, okay, we're going to turn this thing off in a minute. Within that 60 seconds, it's a bottleneck. Here they all come. Everybody wants to get through. Spirits are no different than people. They think, well, we got all the time in the world. Well, yes and no. You know, you've only got so much time to come through on this episode before we shut it down. And then in 2 weeks, we'll be back.
Said it burns.
It burns.
And then that little girl's voice came through that sounded like a 3-4-year-old. Let's see, Summer said they're doing on Stacia's father, the one that murdered her so senselessly. They're doing a mental evaluation on him now to see if he's competent or not for what he did to his. If y'all don't know the story about little Stacia, this piece of shit that she had called a dad murdered her.
Mm-hmm.
You can read more about her on our page too, and then this is her mom that's in here, Summer.
That's very true. Madonna, Tom is nothing to the spirits,
Right.
but it is to us, and they know that. So when we say we're getting ready to shut it down, they all kind of funnel through. But you're absolutely right. Time to in that realm doesn't really exist, I don't believe. You know, we look at, I can tell you, I can look at Stace and say, hey, let's meet up at let's meet up at Texas Roadhouse at 9:00.
Yeah.
But to them, 9:00 means nothing because time is not a thing there. But they do know it is to us. And whenever they hear Stacy said, okay, I'm getting ready to close this thing down, my guess is a lot of them try to come through.
She's from Van Leer.
She was killed up past my hollow. Oh, okay.
I think she was living in Van Leer. Isn't that right, Summer? Yeah, her dad's saying that he's not guilty now by reason of insanity.
Madonna, your son would be absolutely correct. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got a couple of those with our adopted kids too, Madonna.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Had more turns taken on her than the revolving door at Macy's.
Yeah, it's ridiculous for sure. Oh, I saw he's pulled a brownie out over here, eating a big brownie.
Are you kidding me? Have you got any for the rest of the class? Hell no, he ain't.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a big brownie.
We got those at Sam's hot dogs stand today.
Oh man, Sam's is so good.
Polish sausage.
Uh-huh.
They've got those too. Those are so good.
Make your tongue slap the back of your head clean off. Lord.
I turned the spirit box down, guys. It's still going. Now listen, here's how I am. If I get any messages for you guys up until I turn it off, I will message you and tell you. And you can ask some of the people. I do message you all the time and say, hey, this is what I heard. But I will do that.
You know, I got to admit, I do kind of hope to hear from mom or dad sometimes. Or, through you. Because I know that you dream of mom. She comes to you in dreams.
She comes to me in dreams, and she's done it twice.
Yep. And every once in a while, dream of Trev. I mean, man, and his eyes are like this electric blue. It's crazy. He had blue eyes, but they're like electric. They're just. The more we go on, the more we lose people. Mickey Goldmill in Rocky Balboa. And I think it was Rocky 3, maybe. Or one of the Rocky films. He had this great line. He said, nature is smarter than people think. Little by little, we lose and we lose and we lose until we finally get to the point that we say, oh, what the hell am I hanging around here for? I think he's right. And, when Rocky or Sly Stallone wrote the Rocky movies, he wrote Mickey as an outlet for his father. In other words, when he's giving Mickey down the road in the second Rocky, he's actually talking to his dad. He said he had to get that stuff out of his system because his dad was convinced that Sly Stallone would never really amount to much. Don't ever look down on anybody unless you're giving them a hand up, because look at Sylvester Stallone today.
Yeah. One
of the most talented people in Hollywood. Great actor, great film, great writer, action writer anyways. But yeah, can you try to translate what was being said to me throughout the live and message me? That's what Abby asks.
If I get the time to do it, I will.
Yeah, that's a tall order, but I mean, yeah, we can try. I know I was doing some translations.
If you watch it back on YouTube, actually the closed captions will come on.
Mm-hmm.
It'll read it if there's anything on there too. I've noticed here and there, but some people say to do that anyway. So,
and you can read about all the jokes we said about Lloyd. He's just easy to get along with. There,
is it chicken nugget time?
Chicken noogies.
Yeah.
White Castle.
So wait a minute, he's gone from Sam's hot dogs to White Castle to chicken noogies and back and forth.
I'm a growing boy.
How old are you, bro?
I'll be 55 this year.
You quit growing when you was like 17.
He's 10 years older than me.
Yeah, but it's growing like in my midsection.
Oh, I get that. Okay.
Not true.
Yeah, Madonna's right. Hit translate on CC. It'll pop right up. It will.
Yeah.
On the YouTube channels anyway. So, our next time, excuse me, sinuses. So the next time that it looks like we'll be on is probably a week from Thursday. And what is coming then is a surprise, I'm sure. See, dang, Stacy, there was something scary behind you. Oh, never mind. It was Lloyd. I'm 53. Be kind to us. Hey, look, I'm about the same age.
I will.
Yeah.
You don't look 53, Ernestine.
Well, yeah, that's very kind of you. Yes. Yes, that's true. So, between now and then, hopefully you and I can finally get to see each other again in person.
Shoot, yeah, I'm gonna try to come in for my birthday.
That's coming up pretty quick.
I'm supposed to be having surgery, but depending on whether my lung function is going to let me go under or not. So if not, then I'm coming home for a week. So we will get together and do some things.
Sure.
I have a couple locations also that we can check out.
Go check out and visit.
Yeah.
See, we still have the black cat. The mom so loved much so much. We had the black cat here on the property, and it was kind of like a mascot. Britta was kind enough to adopt it because we were all scared to death somebody's going to hurt this cat. There are sick people out there that do that thing. So Britta adopted this cat and has loved it and took care of it. And I've not seen the kitty in a while, but I'm guessing she's probably about yay big around now with short little legs. But that's awesome, Britta. Yeah, and your mom did love that cat. Yeah, I do remember him very well. And we had this great big orange tabby that somebody adopted. I'm not for killing animals, and I've done 2 news stories this week on the station where 2 different guys, one shot I forget the name of the breed of the dog, but they're great big and they're mastiff. That's it. Shot a mastiff. And it was 10 yards away from him, and he told the state trooper, it's right beside of me. And the state trooper pretty much said, bullshit. And that guy went to jail. And then another guy broke loose in the Pike County Judge Executive's domain, his office, whatever, and kept screaming at people, do you want my neighbor's cat? Went down to the car and shot the cat in the car. He got fired on the spot because he was a county worker, and now he's in.
Children, bring them to me. Bring me the dogs, bring me the cats. Don't do anything.
My thing is as I'm sitting here thinking to myself, what the hell do these animals do to anybody? Animals are innocent.
I've got a little bit of everything. I've got raccoons. I've got squirrels, dogs, cats, hummingbirds,
honey.
cardinals, and I've got a crow.
You got a sanctuary. Yes, I do remember Angie Morris, or Angie Howard. We had, that was the cat. His name was Morris. That's what I called him. He was a great big old fat tabby, and I loved him. And he would even get up in my lap on occasion and purr for me. And I just sit there and pet him. We were buddies. And then one day somebody adopted him. But I mean, I ain't got nothing to hurt no animals. I mean, why?
I feed everything.
It's like hurting a kid as far as I'm concerned. Children they're kids.
Yeah.
The thing is that kids can be a little more irritating and aggravating than animals can be. But, I'm going to be that old dude that walks around with a cane going, damn kids. So I've already given it up. It's going to happen. That's just going to be my life. So that's the way it is. But, at the same time, it's, but yeah, I've done those news stories, and I'm telling you, I just don't. I was talking to a cop today about that. I said, how in the hell, what are people thinking?
Awful.
From when we were growing up, Stace, we never thought about that kind of crap, hurting animals or something. No. Hell, everybody saw a cat or a dog. The first thing we wanted to do was go pet it.
Feed it, pet it, bring them home.
Yeah. And of course, we had to listen to our mom and dad. You've already got 12 of them or whatever.
Yeah, that's me for sure.
Yeah, that was definitely you. It's a wonder poor old Lou survived allergy season. I'm telling you.
I think we've got 8 cats up there right now, and every one of them have been dumped, and I've rescued them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dogs too.
It's one of those things. And I won't go to a professional place if I was going to have a pet. Because Angie, she's in the chat, or she's one of my best friends in this world. She's been on to me forever to get a beagle. She even bought me a pillow that looks like a beagle, and I still got it. And we named it Beagle. And because I had a dog once, and Dad said, you need to name it. I said, I did. He said, what'd you name it? I said, Dog. He said, what? Dog. So he answers to it. And that's what I named him, was Dog. Come on, Dog. And he went with me. So, I like to keep it simple. I'm not the smartest person in the world, I know, but it works for me. So anyways, I would probably go, if I was going to do one, is go to a shelter and adopt. That's probably what I'd do. Because these animals, a dog is the only animal in the world that I know of that wants to die for you.
That's right.
They want to. They will die for you. I saw that with Drago. I've seen that with Hero, who was Post 9's K9. I've seen that with several canine officers. These dogs are, they are out of this world incredible. And, when somebody talks to me about a canine officer, I look at that canine the same way I do a police officer that's a human being. They're a police officer. They're just a canine. And there's no difference. I don't distinguish a difference. I see an officer, period. And I think that that's how you should look at it. It's just they can sort out cocaine in a stripper's crack from across the airport. Most of us people can't do that. But these dogs, they can.
Stripper jokes.
Yeah.
We've got a couple of those.
They're freaking awesome. They're incredible. But no, I've got a love for animals. And when I read a story about animals getting abused or killed, I mean, this guy shot a cat in a car.
Idiot.
What is a cat? Cats pretty much are like, look, when I'll tell you when I want to be petted. Otherwise, keep your distance, man. That's cats. Now, dogs, they're happy to see you, no matter what. They're happy. But why? I mean, why would you? It makes no sense to me. It just doesn't.
Me either.
Yeah. So I guess we'll wrap it up for tonight. Yes. Now, I would like to have a screaming goat. Like they had Thor: Love and Thunder, the 2 screaming goats.
Mm-hmm.
I'd love those. I put them
those are hilarious.
I put them on the front of my Santa Fe and have them pull my Santa Fe down the road. Bah, bah. People get out your way. If nothing else, for the curious factor. What the hell did he do?
Mm-hmm.
Screaming goats are cool, man. They're awesome. They're cool. Anyways, guys, we're going to wrap it up for tonight. Thanks for being here with us. We really appreciate you. Subscribe to our Patreon. Be a part of that. And just support the show. Charlotte's got fainting goats. Does she really?
Oh, Sissy Poo lives up the holler.
She's got fainting goats.
Got all kinds of stuff.
Wow. Okay. I just think that's pretty cool to have fainting goats. So, but let's see. Yeah, she got them. She said so. Fainting goats are funny. Yeah, they are. Yeah, it's, I don't know. It is what it is. So,
hey, Tina, welcome. Glad to see you. Says she is Amber's cousin.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, it's good to see you, Tina. Thanks for being.
Welcome.
Yes. Thanks for being here. Hope that you'll catch it next Thursday. And guys, do me a favor and tell some friends about this. I mean, we've had a pretty good audience tonight, a good number of people, but I'd love to see it back up here with more. And of course, you can be watching Facebook and 606 Paranormal. If you don't follow Stace on 606 Paranormal's Facebook page. And of course, you'll find mine. It's, Chris Sloan. That's a personal page. Then we got Chris Sloan on air, which is the Q95 thing, and the Mountain Mysteries. That's really where you're going to find this particular stuff at right there. So be looking for promos, because Stace is kind enough. I think you can post on mine and I post on yours, and it's stuff about what you and I do, and Lloyd. And actually, we make fun of Lloyd sometimes, but that's okay. He allows it. Let's see, big smile, kiss, sugar pie. So, whoa, pump the hate breaks there, Thanos. Wait a minute. But we're going to go ahead and wrap it up for the night. And Stace, I love you bunches, and
love you.
Such a wonderful job tonight, like you always do.
Anytime I can help, I will. Love everybody.
You do great. So we say good night, and we love you guys. God bless you. May God keep you safe and keep you always in His grace, His thoughts, and His prayers. Good night, everyone.
The last to fall. I won't shed a tear for them to see.